Okay, today we're going to do a revised recipe that my son has made, and he did a bunch of substitutions, and it's actually very, very, very good. You know, sometimes you get those recipes and you keep making all these changes, and then you're just like, yeah, I should have did that. Well, this actually turned out great. Alright, so it's like a one-pot Mexican kind of casserole dish. But we're going to change some things. I'm going to make it a little low carb. I wouldn't say keto because I'm pretty sure it's not full-on keto. So, first thing, a pound and a half of ground turkey. You can use ground beef. But we're doing turkey. You need to brown that in a skillet with 1 small onion diced. What I typically do is go ahead and put some oil in my skillet and chop up the onion and go ahead and put the onion in there and let it cook for a few minutes before I put the meat in. Not until it's completely done, just about halfway, give it a head start. Alright, we just gotta wait for this to brown up and we can do the next step in the recipe. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, we've already browned our turkey meat. We need to add our taco seasoning. Okay. And we're supposed to put riced cauliflower in it. And I am trying to steam that real quick. So I'll add that in just a minute. I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients next. The next ingredient would be beef broth. I'm only going to add about half because I need to see how much more liquid I need. 1 can of corn drained. Okay, now the next thing she adds is usually 8 ounces of tomato sauce. All I have is a big can. I'm going to do about 2/3 of the can, and then we'll see how it goes. One substitution that my son made was instead of putting salsa in it, he put diced tomatoes with green chilies, you know, rotel, in it instead. So I'm going to go ahead and add that whole can. Okay, let me get the rice cauliflower. Now you're going to want to put the rice cauliflower in there now instead of waiting. That way it can kind of soak up the seasoning and stuff. So, and this is just 12 ounces. You can probably put more if you wanted to. It's just 12 ounces of rice cauliflower steamed in the microwave. I'm making a mess with it. Okay. Stir all this together. And I know it looks like a mess, but I'm telling you what, oh my God. And I don't normally like corn in my Mexican dishes. It's actually good. You could do rice instead, and you would just add some rice to the pan. Uncooked rice. And you can do that instead of what I did. And it needs to sit here, and if you have rice, you'll have to bring it to a boil, but we don't. And we'll go ahead and pour a glass of beef broth in there because we want it just a little bit more soupy. And I think, well, we're going to put this in there too because it's going to make it just a little bit thicker, but still kind of a soupy consistency, if that makes sense. And you can add salt and pepper if you want to, but I think the taco seasoning's enough. Enough spice. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to let that cook down just a little bit. So we're going to let it simmer and get a little bubbly, and then we'll add cheese at the end. Okay, everybody, she's finished. Now the last thing you need to do while it's still in the pan is sprinkle your cheese. Don't stir it up. Let it sit there and melt. It's about a cup of shredded cheese. Pretty sure you could do more. So I'll be back in just for a second after it melts and I'll show you it plated up. Okay, so I've put the lid on top of it and let it just sit there. And just a few minutes later, we have yummy, cheesy goodness. Now I top mine, you don't have to, but I top mine with a dollop of sour cream. So there's the sour cream. And a few diced tomatoes. And that's it. It's really, really yummy.